What's going on, guys? It's Jimmy here. Welcome to our daily show where we discuss everything going on here in our country, in Washington, D.C., and everything you need to know about on a daily basis. Money, investing, the stock market, the fourth stimulus package update, stimulus check update, and everything going on here. If you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel yet, make sure to click the subscribe button down below. It's completely free to do so you don't miss out on new videos that come on here every day at 10 a.m., 3 p.m., and 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And thank you so much for hitting the like button as well. I'll keep you up to date here with everything. Let's jump right in. We got a lot to cover here. Let me know your thoughts on this. President Biden said the states that are easing mask mandates or even removing them, it's probably premature. Yeah, so a lot of states are doing this now as the Omicron cases are going down. But some experts have said that this is partially because of the millions and millions of cases, or I'm sorry, millions and millions of virus tests that they have sent out to millions and millions of people. And a lot of people are just using their at-home virus test kits and not necessarily going to the official test sites. So the virus cases that are going down, you can see here yesterday we averaged, or our 7-day average here is at 204,000 people per day, new people testing positive here on a 7-day basis. So that is our average here per day. So it is coming down, but the question is how many people are actually testing positive per day and how many people are using the at-home test kits. Because when you use an at-home test kit, well, nobody knows about that but you. It doesn't get reported to the government or anything like that. So how many more people would actually be testing positive here is the question. And the question is how low are tests or positive cases going to go here. The other thing is here is that deaths are very, very high. They're actually at near an all-time high, okay? So yesterday, again, over 3,000 per day. Our average is 2,593. That's very, very high. It's almost at an all-time high. It's right near that. So that's very, very high. And then remember, that's happening every single day. Every single day. So you can let me know your thoughts in the comments. Do you think it's too early to be removing or reducing restrictions, or do you think it's time? Do you think it's been a long time? The question is, are we gonna have this happen again? When you kind of look at these, spikes, you know, we've seen these spikes come and go, and then we had this new Omicron variant. But then you also got to think that we have the new Omicron subvariant BA.2, basically Omicron 2.0. That's already here in the United States. I think it's in every state by now or something close to that. And get this just came out yesterday here that this new variant, which they say is potentially 1.5 times more contagious, is now the dominant variant in South Africa. Remember, that's where the Omicron variant originated from. That's now the dominant variant in South Africa. And this is 1.5 times more contagious. So the question here is, are we going to see another massive spike here again in the near future where we're having millions of people testing positive on a daily basis? I mean, look at this. I mean, we had one day where 1.4 million people tested positive in just a single day. And those are only people that went to official testing sites. Who knows how many people were actually testing positive with at-home tests in addition to that, or didn't even go, you know, to a testing facility. Who knows how many people there actually were. And remember, that's just on one specific day. So, yeah. So, yeah, let me know your thoughts. Seems like this pandemic is, I don't know, do you think it's coming to an end? Or do you think it's just going to keep on going through 2022. I know 2022 is it's the new 2020, right? Yeah, so yeah, we got Omicron and then we got inflation now. Yeah, and we actually have a lot of people asking here, especially on Twitter, and it's kind of the new topic now. If the pandemic hasn't ended, and then now we have inflation roaring, if the pandemic didn't end, why did the stimulus checks end? It's a good question. We had two stimulus checks from former President Donald Trump to help people during the pandemic because the pandemic was so bad, people were struggling. Two stimulus checks underneath Trump, one stimulus check under Biden. Why did the stimulus checks stop now? If anything, the pandemic is worse now. And remember, they have $800 billion of stimulus money that's just sitting there, already approved by Congress, that's leftover stimulus money from stimulus package 1, 2 from Trump, and stimulus package 3 from Biden. It's already been approved. It's already been allocated. It won't add to the debt and it won't add to inflation because it's already been accounted for. Okay? So it's already been approved. It's already been added to the debt. It's already been added to inflation because it's already been accounted for. It's already been allocated for. And it's just sitting there. All they need to do is decide who's going to get the money. Are they going to send it out to low and middle income people like they did last time before, people making under $75,000? Are they going to send it out to small businesses? Who are they going to send it out to, right? And there's $800 billion of this money. Remember that the last time they sent it out, the stimulus checks cost about $400 billion. Okay, and that was the largest stimulus checks yet, and it went out to the largest amount of people. Remember that stimulus check 1 and stimulus check 2 underneath Trump didn't even go out to college students and adult dependents. They didn't even get stimulus checks. Okay, and remember that children from stimulus check 1 and stimulus check 2 basically only got well, at least under stimulus check 1, they basically only got a half stimulus check. Okay, they got $500 and then $600 from stimulus check 2, which is kind of like a half stimulus check, right? But in stimulus check 3 underneath Biden, those groups got a full stimulus check, basically the $1,400. So stimulus check 3 cost the most amount of money because it was the largest check and it went out to the most amount of people. Okay, so they can take $400 billion and send it out to all these people, or they could kind of reduce the amount of people that it goes to by lowering the income qualifications. Okay, so maybe not send it out to people that make $75,000 to $80,000, or actually head of households it goes up to $112,500. A lot of people say that if you're making that kind of money, you really don't need a forced stimulus check. They could lower that qualifications and then actually send out a $2,000 stimulus check and still have it cost the same amount of money. So with $400 billion, they could send out a $2,000 stimulus check, have it still cost $400 billion. And remember, that's only half of the money that they have available that's already been passed by Congress and is just sitting there. It's just sitting there. They have $800 billion just sitting there. So theoretically, they could send out 2 of these stimulus checks. Before the election, Trump sent out a presidential executive order that reappropriated disaster relief funds, money that was already approved by Congress. Sound familiar? And he basically just shifted the money from this fund, the disaster relief fund, over here to this fund and sent it out to Americans, millions of Americans, stimulus checks basically, unemployed Americans is the people he chose to send it out to. Okay, and that's exactly what Biden could do now, or Congress could do now, whoever decides to do it, right? The fact of the matter here is that there's so many people struggling. I just have so many different headlines here like this. Calls for stimulus checks grow as grocery prices keep rising. Say that 10 times fast. Um, and just so many people need help right now, and Congress has this money. Congress has this money, and we have over 80 different Democratic lawmakers that support fourth stimulus checks, direct payments. So you have the money, you have the support, send it out. Send it out. And I mean, this is what Americans are struggling with, right? So, what is Congress going to do to help out the people that are struggling right now? I mean, what are they going to do? In fact, here's what Joe Manchin had to say. Check this out, Senator Joe Manchin.
Your reaction on to those inflation numbers?
It's time for this government and all of us to be serious about the economic situation that we're facing, the financial conditions that we have in our country, and the responsibility that we have as lawmakers. This inflation is real. It's harming people. It's 7.5%. That's a tax, and it continues to increase. It's not decreasing. So the feds have to step up to the plate and do something. The administration has to do. We all have to work together right now to get our financial house in order. If not, it's going to be absolutely horrible what it's going to do to the American economy.
So we all have to stand up and stand together and help out the people, help out the economy. So what are they going to do to help the people right now with inflation this high? This is coming directly from Joe Manchin. So you tell me, what is Congress going to do? What is the president going to do to help the people right now that are suffering from inflation? You tell me. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. They have $800 billion of stimulus money that's already been approved and is just sitting there. And you think about the things in Build Back Better that are in there, reducing the cost of prescription drug pricing for over 100 million people. Would that help people? Reducing the cost of childcare. People that work, okay, so mom works and dad works, okay, and they go to work, and then they have to spend 21% of their income on childcare. The provision in Build Back Better, the stimulus package, would reduce the cost of that down to 7%. Would that help out millions of people? Mom and dad are both working, okay, and they have to send their child to childcare because they're both at work. That's what the government wants. That's what everybody wants, right? So they're both at working, trying to make a living wage. They're both doing what, they're, quote, supposed to do. So Build Back Better would help them out by reducing the cost of childcare, right? So would that help them out? Would that help them out with inflation? Let me know your thoughts. Giving seniors additional benefits, hearing, dental, and vision that they should have had all along. 75% of seniors don't have those benefits with Medicare. Why? Lord help us, I have no idea why the majority of seniors don't have that. You tell me why healthcare doesn't have that. And the cost of healthcare is insane. We just went over that over 160 million Americans are in debt because of medical costs. Cost of medical is just outrageous. These are the things that need fixed, right? And Congress has the money to help out Americans right now. I mean, we could talk about all these different things. Cutting costs is one of the largest things in Build Back Better. And also the child tax credits. I mean, 60 million children are no longer getting their monthly payments that were approved for a year. And now Congress can't come to an agreement. So now those payments have lapsed and they're trying to figure out a way to pass those payments, right? Pass those checks. And they were going out and they reduced childhood poverty by 40%, which was great. I mean, think about if you could save the world, if you were up there at the Miss America pageant and you were like, what would you do, right? And you would be like, I'd solve world hunger, or I'd solve child poverty, right? Like, think about the things that you would do if you were on stage there, right? Or if I was there for Mr. America, right? Like, what are the things that people say? I'd solve world hunger. I'd solve child poverty. Well, these child tax credit payments, these monthly payments, actually reduced child poverty by like 40%. So what happened? A year later, they can't pass the bill. You can't make this stuff up. It's really sad. It's really sad. And 60 million children are now no longer getting these payments, and we're now going on the second month where this second payment is February 15th is 4 days away. It's not going to go out in 4 days. Even if they passed it today, which is they're not going to pass it today. It's not going to happen. They wouldn't even go out in time. So it's just it's tough out there right now. The problem with the economic landscape right now, and we had this a few years ago. Remember, I'm not from either party, so I try to take a middle road here. I consider myself a realist. I just look at things from a real point of view, not a Democrat, not a Republican. And Democrats did this a few years ago when Republicans controlled the House, the Senate, the presidency. When one party controls everything, the Democrats control everything right now, the House, the Senate, the presidency, the other party kind of abstains from helping out the other party. The Democrats did this to the Republicans a few years ago when Trump was president and the Republicans controlled the House and the Senate and the presidency. The Democrats didn't want to help them and vote for anything. And now the Republicans are doing it to the Democrats. Biden's president and the Democrats controlled the House, the Senate. The Democrats were able to pass the third stimulus check package. But now they're having troubles with Joe Manchin and Kirsten Sinema to pass more, which they might be able to do before the midterm elections here this year. We'll have to see how much more they come to. Or they may have to compromise with Republicans if Republicans will do that and to see what more might happen, or get Joe Manchin to compromise. But we've been at a little bit of a stalemate here. And right now, Republicans are just voting no on everything. They're just voting no, 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 no. And I'm not just making this up. You could just go look at the votes. And in all fairness, Democrats did this as well to the Republicans a few years ago. This is the problem we have at Congress, especially when it's one party controls everything. The minority party doesn't want to help the majority party when one party is controlled by the majority. Because, and both parties do this, and the Democrats did this when the Republicans controlled everything, because the Democrats the Democrats didn't want to help out the Republicans. And now the Republicans don't want to help out the Democrats because they feel like they're giving the majority party a victory. Okay. It's sad. It's really sad that they're not putting the Americans first. They're not putting the children first. They're not putting the seniors first. And the majority party is trying to capitalize on the good that they have going, the majority they have going, but the minority party doesn't want to give them a victory. Here's kind of some more things that Joe Manchin said. Check this out.
There's some concern that we're going to get more reliant on raw minerals that this country may not have the more we go toward green, like electric vehicles.
Well, let me just tell you this. I've been very much concerned about that, and I have said I am not going to vote with my vote. I'm not going to vote to put our country in a situation where we're going to be dependent on foreign supply chains for the fuel that we need and how we run our economy. I'm just not going to do it. And you can't throw caution to the wind. We're the greatest nation on earth. We should be able to be energy independent and take care of ourselves. And we can do that while we help our allies around the world. We're not doing what we should do and what we could do, and you can't basically just say you wish it away and it happens. You can transition in a responsible way, and that's what we're looking at. But we're all responsible for the climate. We can do it better. You can innovate your way to a cleaner climate. You can't eliminate your way.
How do you think the inflation will affect Democrats in the midterm?
I don't know on the political. People should quit worrying about the politics. You know, the worst thing can happen is you lose. Do the right thing for the American people. Be an American. Don't worry about being a Democrat or Republican. Be an American. Do our jobs that we swore an oath to. That's it.
So you can see Senator Joe Manchin, he's reasonable sometimes on some things. But the problem he's having right now, in my opinion, you can let me know your thoughts in the comments, is with actually helping real people, right? And you heard him say, the problem we're having is inflation. Okay, so how do you actually help the people right now that are dealing with inflation? People on low income, seniors on fixed income, children in childhood poverty. How do you actually help those people right now that are dealing with inflation? The 60 million children right now that are no longer getting those checks. Seniors that are on fixed income that are now having to pay more for food, pay more for gas, and are living on $800 a month, right? How do you help those people? You just sit back and vote no on everything? Because if you just sit back and vote no on everything, you can talk a good game, but that's not going to actually help any people. And the Fed's going to raise interest rates here. Okay, that's going to help curb inflation, but that's not going to actually help any people. It's gonna help curb inflation, but the people sitting at home aren't going to actually get any relief from that, right? You know where I'm saying here. Now, all these states that are sending out help, if you've been watching my channel, all these states sending out stimulus checks, all these states sending out extra pandemic EBT, all these states sending out extra money for SNAP, all these different stimulus check programs, all these different universal basic income programs, all these different things that I've been talking about here on my channel. Every time I come across one, I let you guys know about it, especially the extra SNAP benefits and pandemic EBT benefits. That has really been helping out a lot of people, literally millions. Um, that's really helping out a lot of people, especially a utility assistance, rent assistance, mortgage assistance, and the student loan forgiveness. And there's probably going to be a lot more of that here in 2022 as well. Probably even some other programs that probably even forgetting of off the top of my head as well. I'm sure you guys will remind me in the comments. But I mean, my message to Joe Manchin would be, you can talk a good game and say we got to help the people. We got to get together as a group and combat inflation and help the people. But if you just vote no on everything, how are you actually going to help the people? If I could have one question with Joe Manchin, maybe I will here. I have a large enough voice on YouTube here. I mean, we've had over 150 million people on watch our channel here. I mean, that's half the country, if you actually think about it. And if you think, I've had, I don't want to say who, because I've had people from Congress contact me, and I've been in talks with some people from Congress in the past, in a good way, because I'm a voice here for you guys here. And as I said, we literally reach millions of people. I am your voice here for you guys on YouTube. I see your comments every day. I'm sending out tweets for you guys. I'm here talking for you guys here. I'm a voice for you guys here every day, just literally out here spreading the word, spreading the message. I see your guys' comments every single day. I know what you guys are going through, what we're going through as a community here, millions of people. So Congress needs to help, and if people like Joe Manchin are just voting no, how is that helping? And again, let me know your thoughts. If you think differently, let me know in the comments. I read through a lot of comments every day. I can't respond to them all. I just don't have the time. It would just literally take me hours, and I have to do the research. I have to, my go-to is the hearts. I heart a lot of comments because I can read and heart back kind of quickly. But remember, I gotta research for 3 videos a day. I gotta spend time with my family. I gotta have some personal time, and it takes a lot of time researching for all these videos. You would not believe. And I gotta be here with you guys 3 times a day. So, but I honestly feel like you guys are my family. I spend a lot of time with you guys. So let me know your thoughts here in the comments. Make sure to subscribe down below if you haven't yet. It's literally free to do so. It doesn't even cost a penny. You just click subscribe right now and you join our family of subscribers. This way you won't miss out on new videos that come out here every day at 10 a.m., 3 p.m., and 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Remember those times. Don't miss out on any new videos. I'll keep you up to date with everything going on here in our country. You can click this video here to watch our newest video next. Thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you in the next video.